Man, Paris, I'm going through the Spotify right now, man, listening to some of the music here. And just to for starters, this art on Coupe de Ville, you've got the Spotify um movement art, the motion art you can put on Spotify. I think Apple Music has it now too. How did you make this? Is this AI or did somebody draw that?
It's a mix. So I'll draw the rough draft of it and then I'll throw it into AI and just kind of make it look a little bit better, and then I'll do the photo editing like we would for any other pictures. And yeah, that's the method.
So the rough drafts, are you doing those on paper or the rough drafts digital?
I do them on paper.
Can we see one of the rough drafts, bro?
I got my notebook in the other room. I think it's
Okay.
under something right now. I'll send
Maybe
it to you
later.
on.
Maybe later. Maybe later.
I'll show you some of the art on my wall. I kind of really love to draw. That's like one of my hidden hobbies. It's a little
Oh
psychedelic.
wow.
A little.
Oh wow. Hey bro, that one over there looks like some germs. Brother, that shit hard, bro. I like that. I like that. Okay. Okay, no, that's beautiful. And so how does being a physical artist affect your creative process when you're making music?
It's kind of like the cool off of the whole thing. So after making the song, after doing the vocals, and after the studio sessions are long and strenuous. So after those, it's kind of like refreshing to just paint and draw and just to relax. So I like it because it's more of like a cool down from everything.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's how I feel about going live after I make the music. I go live, play the games, and listen to it. With the folks. Recently, we had some songs dropped, and they go into the Spotify playlist, and that's the playlist I play while I'm live gaming. So it's always fun to add some new stuff in there. That definitely feels like the cool down. So I relate to that 100%, man. So where are you from, Paris? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm originally from upstate New York, like an hour south of Buffalo, from a Indian reservation, the Senecas. So yeah,
Hmm.
Salamanca, New York, trying to put it on the map.
Are you still in New York now?
No, I'm currently in Maine. I'm a country boy at heart, so I'm up here in the hills.
So you didn't like the city?
I I did, but I like the slow vibe. I don't like the traffic. I don't like having to rush everywhere. I'm more of a hills, smoke up, take a nice little hike type of vibe.
Yeah, no. And does that affect the music that you make? Do you feel like you make different music in those different environments?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like for Silicon Creek, I was living in Baltimore, so a lot of the those songs kind of were what I was going through in life then, and just what was happening around me. So I think the environment that you put yourself in really do have a big impact of the music, at least for me.
Nah, huge impact. I think so, and I wanted to see how you felt about it. But I feel like definitely being out in the country a little bit, it can affect just your mental every day, man. You go from looking at buildings and people to looking more so at nature, animals, and things along those lines. And those are two completely different, entities when it comes to how they influence you. And so looking at your music, you dropped so much in 2024. A couple of songs here, including Pretty Girls in Arizona. So tell us about this Arizona track. Have you ever been out there?
Yeah, so Arizona actually, when I was out there, it was weird. I was going through it wasn't a breakup at the time, but it was just a rough patch. So it was like just not trusting me, like just the troubles of a relationship. So while I was over there, it's like, we're seeing the same sky. Like we're both I'm really big on just like we're we're not as big as like we think. Like we're just grains of sand on a beach. Like
Right.
there's so many humans out there, so many people. So like just trying to explain that to my girlfriend at the time and being like, look, like even though I'm over here, like it's this it's the same vibe. Like you don't have to distrust me. You don't have to do any of this. Like Arizona, I'm seeing the same sky you're seeing in North Dakota. Like we're both closer than you think.
Right, right, right. And so you're down with the long distance relationships. How many of those have you done in your life?
I've done two. They're troublesome, man. I don't know if I could do another one.
I was gonna say, would you do it again? That's crazy, man. I've never done the long distance. I feel like one of my love languages is like physical touch. So I've got to have some some physical touch. But when you did the long distance relationships, did you ever travel to the person?
Oh yeah, I did it a lot. It's
Yeah.
tough now still. Like with music, is really tough having to like go to events or shows and traveling and really trying to make it work. But hey, they say if you want to make it work, you can.
Nah, for real. You definitely made it work in a lot of big ways, man. You've got some tracks here, like Arizona, for one, has 85,000 streams. And so when it comes to the marketing of your music, how did you find your breaks in marketing? You have a show right now coming up March 8th. That's not too far from right now. That's going to be on a Saturday at 5 p.m. Make sure everybody taps in there. How did you get to those avenues? How did that doors open for you?
Yeah, everyone, March 8th, listen up, Long Island, you gotta be there. It's gonna be a movie. And marketing, I think a lot of it people try to overcomplicate. Like, and it's tough because in music, not a lot of artists really want to share their secrets of like marketing. So it's kind of like I'm testing this, I'm trying this, and really just trialing a lot over the past few years. But what I found works for me is really just connecting with people. Like if someone goes and checks your page out and they comment, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I really love this." It takes nothing to be like, "Thank you," like, "Thanks for coming," and just trying to build that community. I'm really big on community, whether it's like Discord or YouTube or Instagram, like wherever I can make connections and really just help people grow. That's kind of been my motif. So just following that has been a blessing.
Yeah, no, I feel like it pays off. It definitely pays off. In your case, it's paid off multiple times. You've got a lot of songs here that have thousands and thousands of streams. Do you feel like you have to promote each song the same strength that you promoted your first breakout song? Or do you feel like after that first breakout song, it kind of just took a domino effect?
I think it's a lot of just it's kind of we're kind of in the era of spam content. Like in TikTok, there's so many videos, Instagram Reels, YouTube. So it's kind of just like I try to make sure that I post about 10 views, like 10 shorts a day at least, just
Mm.
to kind of show people like, hey, I'm active. Hey, I mean, this other artist might have dropped, but you're seeing me. And I think in this day and age, it's just recognition. The more people see your face, the more they're like, I'll go check it out. What do I got to lose? So it's a lot of just promoting and you just posting really.
No, I feel like that's important. The spam. I feel like TikTok made that really big, but it's something that I feel like we need to do everywhere. It's just put yourself out there. That's the bottom line. Don't be afraid to get out there and sit on your couch and put your camera on yourself, rap your song, put the captions above you, and put that out. It's as simple as that, man. I see some people on Instagram. They're sitting on a bench in the middle of a park, and that video's got millions of views. And they're rapping their own song. So you don't have to overcomplicate it, like the homie said. And so you got this song here, and we're talking features. This one was back in 2023. It's called Picture Perfect. Do you remember that song?
Yeah, I remember Picture Perfect with Health on.
Right, right, right. So how did that come about, and when is your next feature?
Well, shout out to Hellfine. He's actually now he's a food critic, so he's like killing it in that. So shout out to him. And the feature came. I was actually in New York, and my engineer was like, "Hey, I got this dope artist. He produces, does everything himself, and he's just looking for a feature. Do you think you could hop on it?" And just times worked out, so I just went to the studio, dropped a verse, and then he released it. It was really simple, real cool, and again, just communal work. I think a lot of artists coming up, they'll be like, "Oh, I got to get paid for this. I got to do this for money." And at the beginning, is really just all about connecting and getting the name out there. So just accepting some opportunities and really not getting paid early in the career, I think it helps out a lot.
No, I understand that. And so you've got a lot of songs, even going back in 2023, 2021, 2020. Which one's your favorite,
Oh,
personally?
that's tough. I like I have to say, Gnarly and All My Life are some of my favorite ones. All My Life is a little bit slower, deeper, more sentimental. And Gnarly's just something that you just play if you want to have fun at a party.
And so did both of those songs come out in 2024? I know Gnarly definitely did.
Gnarly did. All My Life is on Silicon Creek. It came out a few years ago.
Okay, okay, okay. I like this art for Gnarly. Is this one where you do all your art yourself, or have you ever had other people design your art for you?
Up until Silicon Creek, I had other people do all my art, and then just recently, I found a passion for it, so I started doing it myself.
So you did the Silicon Creek art.
No, K
Okay,
Kaylee
okay, okay,
Cuoco.
okay.
Yeah.
Right, 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 right. I'm like, man, that is fantastic. I love the abstractness of it, but it paints a very clear picture still. I like that. I really like the Search for Me album artwork with the moon in the middle, or we'll call it the moon. There's two of them. Kind of hard to tell. And then, you're going down that street. I like the silhouette. That's one where you maybe drew a concept and had AI help. Is that right?
Yep, that one was a
Yeah.
lot of AI help. I couldn't really get the concept down for it, like for to switch it over from the picture to the digital. That one was like
Yeah.
really hard. So more AI help on that one. AI is such a
Yeah, I
blessing,
use
man.
No, it is. I agree 100%, especially for the art. A lot of my artwork that I have recently on my projects is definitely created by AI, and I use an app called Leonardo. And have you ever heard of that one?
I have not
No?
heard of it.
Yeah, it's called Leonardo.ai. Definitely check that out. I'm not sure if it has the physical to digital switch over, but it has, image generation with like 7 iterations of like different robots that can help you out there. It's really, really, really dope. I'm not sure if you've checked out any of my artwork there, but look at it and you'll see if it's the quality that you want. Definitely check it out. I feel like everyone should get into um, especially how you're doing it, taking your sketches and putting it into the AI art. That's a way where you can still keep your authenticity, keep your originality. It's kind of like an assistant in that way instead of someone who's just doing it for you. And so I feel like that's super, super important for people to kind of go down that lane. And so what's next as far as music for you?
So the next song we have coming out is Fake Models, and that comes out February 21st.
Is that one already? It's already uploaded and everything?
Yeah, it's already submitted to the distributor and getting ready to just crank it out.
Right. And so when it comes to releasing music, how far in advance do you try to, get your music out to the DSPs, kind of send it that way?
So I go by the rule of thumb of 4 weeks. So I'm on this. It's kind of like a waterfall method where I'll drop a single, and the day that the single comes out, I'll upload another song and then give it the 4 weeks. I've realized that giving it about 4 weeks gives me a chance to like push it behind the scenes and put it into Spotify, because Spotify has the thing where you can kind of pitch your music to the playlisters in the app. So just try to make sure that I could push it there, push it to any PR that I can, and just really giving people a chance to digest it before it comes out.
Yeah, right. I've used the pitch feature on Spotify specifically. Have you ever seen placements and playlists from that feature, if you know?
I've gotten on the new releases a few times, and I've gotten on for, oh my gosh, I can't remember the song, but back in 2023 or two, I'm pretty sure it was No Name. I got on like Rap Caviar for like a day with it, so it helped
Mhm.
really good for No Name, but it's just all giving it a shot. Hopefully, someone likes it.
No, that's crazy. Rap Caviar is insane. That's exactly where you want to be. And, it makes sense that it was only up there for a day. You know how that goes. I feel like, that's just a taste, of what could be. So just keep pitching it. And even further than that, outside of the pitch button on Spotify, not to give away all the company secrets, is there anyone that you could recommend when it comes to pitching your playlist? Because it's a dangerous game right now.
No, I'm big on. I think for me, I've been struggling so long as a musician before I got on. So anything I could do, any information I could give, I don't think that there should be any secrets, because like if you can help the next person do it, like why are you holding all the keys? Especially when there's so many great musicians that should be heard. I think there's so many low key artists that are better than some mainstream artists that should get the light. So for me, I mean, there's a few apps. I'm gonna have to let me Google it real quick, because go through my history.
Got to
Cause
get the right information, folks. It's important. Write this down.
for real, uh, is it Groover? I want to say it's Groover.
Sounds about right. Sounds like a helpful website.
Groover helps a lot, and then even I'm gonna spill some tea for y'all. If y'all see someone that is really good and they cost a lot for Groover, because I mean, you can't just pay everybody that has a playlist. Just Google them, go to their Instagram, shoot them a message, and just reach out to them organically. Sometimes they'll say, "Oh, you have to pay and go through the channels." Sometimes they'll just say, "Yeah, I like your music, I like your vibe, and I'll put it out there." Like Instagram, Twitter, every social media platform, even Facebook. Facebook has some good groups that you can submit your music to and just shout out the link. I mean, that's really it. Just go out to where people are and just send your music there. I mean, it's hard to get discovered without promoting in this day and age, but if you know that there's a place where people are looking for music, cool. Just go put your music there.
You guys got to listen to this guy. It's Paris Hart talking right now. He's got 373,000 followers on Instagram. He's got 3,485 monthly listeners right now on Spotify. If you don't know about monthly listeners on Spotify, that may not sound like a big number compared to his Instagram, but when you're holding that amount of monthly listeners over a course of time, that's when it becomes multi-thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of streams. If 3,000 people are playing your music, maybe even twice a day, you know what I mean? Boom, there goes 6,000 streams in one day. If you have 20 songs, they're probably going to play a couple of them. You know what I mean? Boom, there goes 20,000 streams in a day, 50,000 streams in a day, you know, and so that's how it really begins. Talk to us about your Instagram and how you're building things like, you know, the Nocturnal Nomads and the Electric Dust Photography. Talk to us about those ventures and how they've helped you.
So Nocturnal Nomads, it's we started off as merch for just for artist merch. And then I realized a lot of people started liking the design. So I wanted to just do something bigger and just do something more communal again. So Nocturnal Nomads was initially the message of the clothing brand being, like I'm one of those people that stays up late at night. Like it doesn't matter what happened that day, good or bad. I'm 2 a.m. I get off the game. I'm just gonna sit there for an hour. I'm really big of just trying to live in the moment. So just overthinking at those times. So Nocturnal Nomads was really just, for everyone who's one of those people at night that just thinks, is alone, like just really, really thinks heavy. Just that. So that was the brand and just the nomad part of it. A lot of people that I ran into in music just it's hard to find that community. It's hard to find the people that are willing to put back into you and invest into you. So that was the whole message for that and for the clothing brand. And for Electric Dust Photography, I actually started doing a lot of my own music videos and a lot of my own pictures myself. I got a camera, got a camcorder, started shooting everything. So I wanted to go out there and really help other artists too. I know a lot of videographers, they might charge a bunch for music videos, charge a bunch to get your stuff out there. So I want to give people a little bit of a better rate and then just help them out with promo. So if I shoot something for you, I'll shout it out on my story, on all my socials, and just giving back to people. Like it's not all about the money. The connections take you way further. If you go and shoot 5 people's music videos and they shout you out, they each got 100 different fans that are loyal. They'll come check you out, and that's a solid fan. That's a solid friend that you just made who, you might need a feature for a song, so you could hit them up, or they might have a show, so they'll put you on. So that was just helping other artists get the visuals that we need in this digital visual age, and just doing it for a better price and a better cause.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, the message of camaraderie is really strong there. I recently have had a lot of situations where just going outside and being social has led to me meeting people who I wouldn't even, you know, have ever imagined that I could meet. And these are just normal people. They're not like, you know, super pop stars or anything. You wouldn't notice them if they were on the street, but they've accomplished in life. You know what I mean? And so it's really, really dope to see, you know, places like Electric Dust giving people the opportunity to not only work, but then collab. The same with the Nocturnal Nomads, man. Embracing the essence of the night with the Nocturnal Nomads, finding solace in the clothing and uniting kindred spirits in a community of resilience. And so, talking about that community, do you have a Discord or a place where all of you talk?
Yeah, so the Discord, we did like a soft launch back in the Decemberish to kind of see and test what it was like, and now I'm showing it to all my music friends, everyone who's managers or artists or producers or engineers, and I just did a full blast like message emails to everybody. So it should be growing within the next couple of days because just like all of us, those people have done the same thing we have, trials and error to see what works in the industry. So if we could make that community for people who are doing great things a chance to just reach out to each other, that's what that's where the community comes in. So the Discord's just started to pop off, and hopefully it gets bigger.
Yeah, and so you said that you did an email blast. And of course, the Discord's going to get bigger, man. One thing before we get into the email blast, if we're talking about Discord growth and community growth, I have a Discord of 800 people. You recently joined it. One piece of advice I could give you as you build your Discord is it's very important to realize the value in each member as an individual and to give them community events and things that will keep your Discord, your brands, and you on the top of their mind, constantly, week to week. Because if you go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months or 3 years with them in your Discord from the jump and you don't host those community events, you don't tap in with them, you don't keep them engaged, when it comes to year 2, year 3, they're not going to be active in the Discord, but they're going to be there. So I don't want you to get to the point where you have thousands of people there, but only 100 people active, right? You can literally have everyone active. Just got to make sure that you curate it from the very beginning with those consistent community events, you know what I mean, to keep everybody engaged.
Do you have any examples of some good community event ideas?
Yeah, 100%. I think as a musician, you can always host a studio night because Discord is a place where you all can get on video, you all can share screen, you can have one person share screen, everyone watch, everyone give feedback as you make a beat, as you make some artwork, as you make a song. Someone can send you a sample, you make a song with the sample. 10 people can send you a sample, you do a roulette and you pick one sample, you make the beat with it. Or you could make 10 samples, send it out to people and have everybody in the Discord make a beat based off the sample that you made, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? Break it down all like that. That's amazing stuff. Movie nights, gaming nights, both go the same way. You know what I mean? So those things are super simple. Things you can do every Friday, every Saturday, just to keep everybody engaged, everybody tapped in. Important to have the variety, though. Music, gaming, maybe watch a movie, because not everybody's going to want to make music. Not everybody's going to want to do the games. Maybe there's girls in there, they just want to watch a movie. You know what I mean? Things like that, right? And so I think that's super important to do.
Heck yeah, I'm going to have to do that. Thank you.
No problem, bro. It's just things that I ran into, that I feel like I got to make sure that other people don't make the same mistakes. And it's not a mistake for me because I learned a lesson, but it would be a mistake for you if I told you this and then you made the same mistake, right? And so definitely keep up the growth there. We're talking about email blasts. How important is it to keep the emails of your fans?
I think that's really huge. And if you're just starting out and you don't know how to do it, just make a Google spreadsheet, throw people's emails in there. Don't need to put anything else except their email, and just staying tapped in that way as well. If you run across somebody at a show and they really like your stuff, just be like, hey, let me grab your email. Let's stay connected. Let me get your Insta, yada, yada. As well as if someone just messages you with an opportunity, whether it's a feature or whatever, just staying in contact is really big. Kind of like what you're saying about the Discord is the same thing for the email, just staying tapped in with the community and staying tapped in with other people. You got to stay on the top of people's mind with all these distractions on social media. People have their own lives they're living. Really just being tapped in and being a solid person could make people want to stick with you,
I think that's true, and I think that's something that a lot of people overlook. People have millions and millions of fans and they don't understand how important just the one fan is, but there's always a time where that truth is going to rear its head. If you have so many fans and you're like, man, my last album, I only got really 40% of my fans to tap in, even though you sold 400,000. You're like, man, it's still not everybody. You'll feel that, but the more you engage with your community, you can move closer to 60%, 70% that always tap in, 80%. There's some people, man, I feel like at the prime of Michael Jackson's career, he easily had 90% of his fan base tapped in when he dropped. There might have been the people who were just too busy to check it out, but when Michael dropped, people were listening. They were out of their way to go listen. Same thing with some of the rap beefs. I know, the New York beefs especially, when shit dropped, people are walking out of offices. People are walking out of work to go to their car to listen to the radio because the radio was just so big in New York during that time during those beefs. So I feel like it's really, really, really important to make sure that you stay tapped in with your community, give them something, and then make sure you're on the back end creating. Make sure you're on the back end whipping it up because they're eventually gonna want something to feast on. You know what I mean? So you gotta be able to give them the product as well. And Paris has been giving them the product. I'm sitting here looking at your Spotify. You've got the 8-bit art, or maybe it's 16-bit, of you sitting on the bench looking into the purple sunset, right? And so when it comes to your music, it's also very purple sunsetty. It's slow, it's vibey, right? Do you ever imagine making some more up-tempo music, and what would that sound like for you?
Yeah, we actually cooking up some electric music right now and getting some fast beat stuff ready for the summer. So it's really just a mix of feeling. Like I'm really big on if I'm creating, just if it gets hard, if it doesn't feel right, like it shouldn't feel forced. I know there's a few label people I've spoken with that are like, oh, you should make this sound, or this song did well, keep making this. And at the end of the day, I'm really big on like, if you enjoy it, like just go make it. If it's rap, it's rap. If it's country, it's country. Like who cares? Just keep making different stuff that you enjoy. So we got some fast paced rock, some fast paced electric music coming out soon. So everyone be on the lookout for that.
The electric music for the summer, man. That's what we need. I'm listening right now to In the Nighttime, and it's interesting because this is kind of a faster song, and it just happens to come on when I talk about this type of song. I feel like this vibe on a more EDM beat would be great. This melody is already a little EDM-ish. It's a little melodic. It's very high tones. But if we could get more of the EDM vibes, pause for a dance break or something like that. And so if you do something like that, I feel like you could be at festivals. Have you ever played at a festival?
Well, I've done a few conferences, but the first festival is March, so I'm kind of nervous. Don't know what to expect, but yeah, we're trying to get
Right.
the upbeat stuff for that.
Yeah, okay. And so you're going to be making some new stuff specifically for that festival. So we can expect new music between now and March, which is a little bit more up tempo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Can't wait on that. You see, we got the gym. Sometimes you just gotta get to mine, and man, there it is. We got the new upbeat music coming from Paris Hart. That's dope. And I feel like it's gonna work out for you. I feel like the people that you've captured right now may be really into a little bit of a slower sound, but like you said, the summer's coming. You know what I mean? And everyone's gonna feel it, and it's gonna be dope to ride with you through that sound. So very, 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 very excited for that. Talk to us about life outside of music. How is everything right now?
It's okay. Really just trying to stay warm right now, man. The snow came and staying inside, getting a
Maine.
little bit
Forgot.
chilly.
Yeah, man, Maine. Jesus. Is it worse than New York when it comes to the cold?
Oh, I'm from up by Buffalo, so we get hella snow. Like up there
Yeah.
is crazy. So up here is not as bad, but it's still a lot.
No, understandable. Understandable. I don't think I'd ever go up to Maine, personally. I'm not ever
In the
gonna
summer,
go up there.
in the summer it's a vibe. It's a
Yeah.
unique, mystical place. But in the winter, it's bundling season.
Nah, for real. Bundling season. I feel like, hey, you better go get you something. All right. It may be summer, but it's probably still gonna be cold. You need something to cuddle up with, man. And so, what's the romantic life look like right now, Paris?
I'm kind of out of the way, man. It's been a distraction, so I'm just whatever comes. I'm not really trying to force anything. If someone comes across my path that we catch your vibe, we catch your vibe. But I'm not in the looks. But if you come across my way and you're a vibe, any girls out there that are a vibe,
That's good. That's good. Maybe you'll meet her at the festival. Maybe she'll be front row. She's like, oh, I've been watching you this whole time, Paris. I love Coupe de Ville. She's gonna be like, oh yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, I hope it comes. Honestly, it is a distraction sometimes. Sometimes it helps out with the music, And so, do you ever feel like you've got songs where you benefited from breakups?
yeah, I feel like emotion's huge in music and art. So I feel like meeting the right person or cutting it off, like everything instills a little bit into the art.
Right. Yeah. No, 100%. It's crazy because as we're talking about, ladies, I'm listening to a song and haven't gone through the whole discography, so I'm being surprised. there's a song called Room Number Nine you have with Omeretta the Great. How did that come about?
So before she popped off, she was doing it was like a freestyle week that she was doing. I'm pretty sure it was like her front steps or her porch, and just weekly she was dropping freestyles. And she came across my feed, and I was like, "Oh, that's so dope! Like, it's raw content, it's fun, it's really interactive, and I just like what you're doing." So I reached out, and we got a feature. Literally, I think it dropped like the month before she got on the TV show that she was on. So everything just
Yeah.
worked out from support.
No, that's really dope. That Silicon Creek album laced with bangers. And I think it's important if you see something that's fire on your timeline, like you said, reach out. I think that's something that you're big on is just throwing the lob, throw the Hail Mary. You never know when you're gonna get the catch, get the touchdown, win the game, win the Super Bowl, take home the Bourbon Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you definitely have a lot of times. That song, not the most popular song on Silicon Creek. Right now, if I'm looking, the most popular song is I Just Need to Know with Caroline Sky. And so talk to us about that collaboration.
So Caroline's dope, 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 dope artist. She was on The Voice, I'm pretty sure. And
Mm.
again, just really enjoyed what she was doing, really liked the stuff that she was putting out and just reached out. I mean, social media is so interesting because you could really talk to anybody you want. You could just slide in the DM, say, "Hey, I like your stuff." And for her, I mean, she just had a beautiful voice, great voice, and I thought that she would compliment the track great, so I sent it over, and it was just easy money, man.
No, that's crazy because then 2 years later, you both have the features on Yuppie. She's got Buried in My Text. You've got Picture Perfect. And so is that like planned? How do you three know each other? Or do you not know each other? It just happened?
They actually, so when I did that feature, I connected Caroline and her manager to my engineer. I connected them, was like, "Hey, the feature came out great. It was good vibing. Like, we should stay connected." So I made sure all of us were really connected. And then when Halfon heard the song, he was like, "Oh yeah, I think she'll compliment this track as well." So he just told our engineer, because we have the same one, and he just plugged it all together.
Right. Oh man, shout out to engineers. It's
For
crazy
real.
how it works, man. It's crazy how many connections you've made. How long you been doing music?
Ooh, I dropped my first song on SoundCloud like say like 8 years ago.
8 years ago. Yeah.
No, probably longer than I dropped my first song freshman year on SoundCloud. I'm
Right.
25 now, so
Yeah, same. And so we graduated 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Probably like 2013, 2012 is when you dropped
oh
your
my
first
gosh,
song.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
old now.
Hey man, it's crazy. I feel like, 17's not bad. We're not there yet. Give it about 5 more years. We're gonna be like, what do you mean 2012? Oh man. And so you're wearing the crystals on your neck, man. Are you a spiritual person?
Yes, yes, I'm huge on crystals. I'm huge on meditation, vibing now. I'm actually in the shrooms too, just doing that, zonking out, meditating, and just big on spiritualness.
Right, right, right. I love the microdose of shrooms. Not I had a bad trip one time and I haven't really fully tripped since. But I love microdosing. I love like playing the edge, like, oh no. Oh no, this could go bad. But no, no, I'd be vibing off the shrooms for sure. 100%. I don't know all the strains. Are you like familiar with the strains of shrooms?
Not that much, to be honest. I just go to
Yeah.
my plug and I'm like, "This is how I'm feeling. Can you hook it up?"
Can you hook it up, bro? Hell yeah, man. And so, speaking on the community events and stuff, today we're in Atlanta, Georgia right now, and we're going to be doing the Studio Sunday. So every Sunday, we have people come over and we might have, maybe 4 to 6 to 10 people in here and we're just making music. Do you ever have things like that you're a part of where you go and make music with people?
I have a communal event that like it happens once in a while where a bunch of us, like a bunch of the local artists, will go and just go to a studio, start chopping it up. Or sometimes if we're at some shows, like if we're at a festival or something, and there's a lot of different artists there. Like when we were in Dallas for the conference, a lot of different artists were just cooking up, so we did a little something there. So there's another one in Boston that I got invited to that I'm gonna check out this month. But yeah, I think those are hella important too. Like really just we want to make it as musicians and in entertainment. So just surround yourself by those people. Like I think that's the biggest thing. If you want to be a dancer, go to a dance class and meet a whole bunch of dancers. If you want to be an actor, go surround yourself with actors. Like there's it's not it's not as hard as people make it seem to just surround yourself with people that are like-minded.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's true, man. Do you feel like those things you named, dancing, acting, making music, do you feel like a person could not have any exposure to that and put themselves into that world and become that? Do you feel like there's an age limit to when you can do that? Or do you feel like that's not possible at all?
I think I think that's what you should do if you don't have any skills. For example, I was on a plane ride and I met this guy and he said he learned how to play basketball at 64 years old. Took a class and now he just plays pickup every weekend of
It's
his
wet.
life. For
He's
real.
splashing, bro.
But he said like, look, the class was for people like me. I learned it. I do it every weekend now, and now he built a community of guys that just play pickup and met some great connections doing it. So I'm huge on, there's no age limit, there's no time limit. If you want to do something, just throw yourself in there. You're gonna be bad at first. Everyone's bad at first, but over time, that's where you get the skill, that's where you get the joy, and that's how you make the memory. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, all the way up to 80. If you want to make music, go to a class, go to an online event, go to a communal event, and just surround yourself with people that do it, because those are the people that are going to help you and actually teach you. YouTube University, people are going to hide you secrets, people aren't going to tell you everything. Those Some creators really just want to make the buck for the views. So and some of them just don't really show you everything. You got to read between the lines. But if you go out there and shake someone's hand and go and speak with them, that's how you actually make the brotherhood and the connections to see someone that wants to see you do better.
That's true. And I feel like everybody should follow that gospel, man. You heard it here first from Paris Hart. If you guys are just now tuning in, we'll be tuning out. I'm amazed to be here on the peak talking with the GOAT. He's got 373,000 followers on Instagram. He's got a song with 331,000 streams called Coupe de Ville. He's rocking 3,485 monthly listeners right now. What's something you want to shout out before we get going, Paris?
I just want to shout out for everyone out there that is just a dreamer and who wants to make it. Y'all could all do it. I mean, shoot, from being homeless to making money off music, like if I could do it, any of y'all can do it. So just keep striving to be great. Who cares what the comments say? Who cares what the subs say? At least they go to your page. All hate is good comments. They watched the video. They gave you feedback. So just accept it and go. You could do anything you want. It's 2025.
It's 2025, baby. Speaking of 2025, you got some new music coming out, Paris. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I got Fake Models is the next song coming out. And The Lights came out at the beginning of the year. Fake Models was at a party. Was I'm kind of an introvert, so get a couple drinks in me, I'll turn into an extrovert. But at that party, it was just a lot of people having phones, a lot of people flexing. Oh, I model for this. Oh, I do that. And the song came across as like fake models, broken bottles. Talk about it, the girls go crazy. Like everyone wants to live that image and portray that life of like I'm doing it. Like I'm modeling here, I'm making this, I'm making that. But it all means nothing. People are going to be there for your personality. So that's the vibe of that song. Is like achievements are great, but that's not who you are. Who are you is your personality and the type of person that you present yourself.
Good music coming out from Paris, man. We can't wait to hear it. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, Paris, but we're going to circle back sometime later down the line, release a couple songs, hit that festival. Maybe I talk to you in April, see how it was, man.
Hell yeah, I'll get you plugged in with them too, man. Because the guys that run it, they have a great podcast. Y'all get some stuff going.
Yeah, definitely, man. From the podcast to the music, I do the engineering, the producing as well, man. So anything you ever need, don't be afraid to reach out. We can always piece it up together. Got to get a song going. I can't have you drop another banger album and I'm not a part of it singing on it or something, man. Also, same with me, man. Same with me. I got space for you. And so I'll be sending you something through to your email, through your managers and whatnot, who are amazing, by the way. Whoever manages you, man, shout out to them. Give them a raise, Paris. Give them a raise, man. Till next time, brother, okay?
All right. Thanks for having me.
See ya.